Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is FATIN BINTI SUKARDAN, team leader for the EIA study team 6 for a study case in a land reclamation and capital dragging for Sunshine City, which have been proposed by a project proponent KMK Senior Berhad. For further explanation about the guideline, policy, law and the other involved for this project will be explained by EIA consultant and specialist subject by my team. The floor is yours.
The guideline involved in this project is Guideline for the Coastal and Land Reclamation, Housing and Township Developments Project 2003, for Risk Assessment 2004, and we also have a guideline for investor, and we got guideline for the preventions and control of soil erosions and siltations in Malaysia. And then EIA guideline for development of tourist and recreational and on island in a marine park, the thermal power generations and transmission project, 1995, guideline for the drainage and irrigations projects, 1995. Then we move to the second part, is regulations and order. This project involved the Environmental Quality Act 1974 or EQA. This involve the prescribed permits schedule, waste treatments and disposal facilities order and regulation 1989 and environmental quality delegations of the power on the marine pollution controls order 1994. Then the control of emissions from diesel engines regulation 1996 and schedule with regulations 2005. And last but not least, the prescribed activities, environmental impact assessments order 2015.
Besides, there are 11 acts and laws involved in this project. They included Environmental Quality Act 1974 and its regulation 1989, the Environmental Quality Order 1989, the Protection of Wildlife Act, the National Forestry Act, the Fisheries Act, the National Park Act, the International Environment Law, and then Town and Country Planning Act 1976 and the Act 1072. Then next is the National Land Code 1965 under Act 56. And then the last one is the Water Service Industry Act 2006 under Act 655.
So the list below is about the indicative requirement for the baseline collection for environmental scoping exercise. We go for the physical chemicals. For the physical chemical, we can say that, for example, the water quality, we can take the location of the water pollution sources, location of water intakes, the point and water treatment as a requirement for the sampling analysis of water quality and water waste. And we can get the data source from the State Water Resource Department and published report by Water Agency 1 or DOE. And then the next one is the noise vibration level. The location is a high noise and vibration generator, measurement and analysis for the ambient noise and vibration level. We can get this data source for the secondary data from DOE published data. And the next one is a land use for geological terrain mapping by GTM. We can get this data source from topography map, satellite imagery and structure and local plan MPPDOE.
Okay, from the biological aspect, there is the baseline about ecosystem, which is the requirement is about the description of existing ecology and habitats, and the presence of endemic, rare, threatened, endangered, and near extinct flora and fauna. So we can get the data from Perhilitan, JPSM, or DOE, or DOF. So from the social aspect, the baseline that we need to study is about demography, which is the requirement is about the identification of social impact stakeholder and the data on demography. So the data we can get from interviews or Plan Malaysia. Next is the land traffic. This is the requirement is about to access to the project site and the transport option, which is we can get the data from road maps or GKR.
Several environmental effects during and post-construction of this project. The first one is increased pressure on marine ecosystem. This causes fewer animals and plants in the sea and less biomass. Next is the effect on noises and vibration. These construction activities also lead to soil erosion and sedimentation. Sediment flow into water bodies and can harm or suffocate aquatic life and reduce water quality. Next is smothering aquatic habitat and clogging waterways. Heavy metals, oils, toxic substances, and debris from construction can pollute the soil.
Mitigation measures to reduce the pressure for benthic marine life due to the sediment composition. We can use sensitive receptors at the work area. The second one is to reduce noise, dust, and vibrations. We can use machinery that are quieter than the preliminary noise prediction. Next is to decrease the soil erosion and sedimentation. The exposed surfaces must be turfed or covered with stabilization materials. Next is to reduce the smoother aquatic habitat and clogged waterways by using the sedimentation control. The implementing erosion control measures such as planting vegetation along riverbanks, constructing silt fences, and utilizing erosion.
Post-construction for the environmental impacts are: reduce the productivity of marine life. Materials used make the water more acidic, causing fish deaths in coastal areas and making it difficult for fishing households to earn a living. Next is the changes in water flow. Material removed from the seafloor may change the patterns of water flow. Next is the permanently alter beach morphology. Emerged breakwater significantly alter shoreline morphology in the surrounding area of the installation.
Next is mitigation measures for the post-impact. First, we can use water treatment that measure to neutralize acidic runoff from construction sites before it enters the marine environment. Second one, for the change in water flow, we can reduce the change by treating any effluent discharges from development on the reclaimed land to Standard B of EQ Industrial Effluent Regulations 2009. For the permanently alter the beach morphology, we can use dune restoration system along the shorelines to help absorb the wave energy and stabilize the beach.
As part for the EIA report, we got the sampling plan and the methodology. So these are the location of the land reclamation of Sunshine City with the coordinates. These are the one of the layout of the design of the Sunshine City that my architect and me, as a team leader, located where to be the Sunshine City to be. The first one, water sampling station. We got the 9 station for number of water sampling, and these are the location of coordinate. We got the sampling methodologies from the FPHA, and what are the parameters to be measured is that there is a table for the physical, anion, cation, heavy metal, organic, microbial, depth and tides, and there's other parameters such as temperature, amino nitrogen, CD, CR, CU, and BOD, COD, E. coli, 3 depth, which is can get the water from 3 depth surface, middle and bottom, and also the sampling frequency. We have the 24-hour sampling, grab samples, and 400 meter collected for every 15 minutes for 8-hour period. This one is the soil sampling station. We got the 8 station for the soil sampling with the location is there is the coordinate for this location, and there is a sampling methodologist. We get it from USEPA, and then we use the grid sampling, which these are one of, you can see here that the sampling procedure for the methodologist for soil sampling. These are the parameters that to be measured, which is example is pH, soil water content, carbon and nitrogen rate, organic matter content. So furthermore, if we look at the map here, we can see that the site area that we plan to be where we want this be set area, and the project radius of the site of the Sunshine City, and how far it was from the ESA radius, which is in this case is a pulau, 4 pulau, which is a pulau Bidong, for some example, and then there is a city center, marine facility, recreational area, residential and mixed development. One, we got the ambient air sampling station, so we have a 7 station with each coordinated in the location. So the sampling methodologies, we get it from the Malaysian Air Quality Standard, and there is some of the overview of the methodologies. These are the parameters to be measured, which is one of these is the particulate matter PM10, PM2.5, carbon monoxide, and nitrogen dioxide. So the sampling frequency, each parameter have a different sampling frequency. Last but not least is the noise measurement station. We have 5 stations, with each point puts it in around 5 kilometers for each coordinated, and then these are the sampling methodologies that we get. We get from a standard of noise guideline. So these are the parameters to measure, which is the construction noise, vehicular movement of the whole roads, construction and demolition.